and welcome here to Talk FCB, and welcome back to the channel, guys. Coming up in today's video, we are going to be looking ahead to what I keep saying. It is an absolutely crucial summer for Barcelona, because I honestly believe, looking at the squad that we have, looking at the way we've been playing, of course, before the international break, we are not far away. We've got really good emerging players. We've got a good squad. We are not too far away from getting back to where we really want to be. But ahead of the summer, I'm going to be highlighting today 4 positions at Barcelona that I feel must, and I also believe will, be addressed this summer to strengthen this squad. And we're also going to be talking about which players may come in to fill those roles. It's all coming up in today's video. So let's get to it. Because if we start first and foremost with a position that has been probably most highlighted throughout the season for Barcelona, it is at centre-back, because it is no secret that we've had our defensive problems throughout the current season. And I think, to be honest, it's been a mix of, on the one hand, yes, poor defensive play, but I think also you've got to be quite fair and say, at no point this season have we probably been able to line up with what we feel is our strongest partnership at centre-back. We've had injury problems there to Gerard Piqué, long-term ones as well. We've had Ronald Koeman, who's been consistently in and out of the team with injury. And of course we've had from Clement Lenglet, him playing below par, him making mistakes that maybe in seasons gone by he hasn't made, or at least hasn't made as frequently. But I certainly do believe, you've got to say, the emergence this season of Ronald Koeman, and in particular Oscar Mingueza, it's been a breath of fresh air. So I don't actually think that centre-back we're as desperate as maybe we would have been at the start of the season. And of course shifting to a back three has improved our fortunes, but I still feel as though this summer we will need to sign someone. And of course right now it is no secret whatsoever that the clear and obvious candidate to come in is none other than Manchester City's Eric Garcia. That signing does appear to be very, very close indeed. It's quite a straightforward one for Barcelona to complete. Eric Garcia there is going to be a free agent come the summer. He's not going to extend his contract at City, and he does also want to return to the club. So you would imagine there that that'll be quite a straightforward deal that should be agreed and should be actually confirmed in the not too distant future. But I would also throw out there just one name I'm going to give for each of these positions an outsider chance. My outsider chance on this one would go to Jean-Claire Todibo. I think it's very, very unlikely that he does come back. I don't really feel as though he has a future at Barcelona. But of course at the end of the season, if Nice do not activate their purchase option for €8.5 million, he will come back to the club, and then who knows what could happen. It's an outside chance, but still could be a possibility. But I think looking at the summer to come, what you would have to say is that it isn't only at centre-back that we have got to strengthen in terms of our defensive structure. I think certainly they're right across that back line. You've got to be looking to try and give as maximum competition as you possibly can to each of those players there who are going to play. And of course we've been searching for what feels like now an eternity for real competition and a serious player to come in and challenge Jordi Alba at left back. And that is something I feel this summer that once again we do need to look at, because right now you would say that Junior Firpo is not trusted by Ronald Koeman. He doesn't seem to have a future beyond the summer at the club, and as it stands he does look as though he is going to move on. And if he does do that, we've either got to go into the market to bring someone in, or look from within. Because if you were indeed going to go into the transfer market, there is one clear and obvious candidate that Barca probably will be looking at right now, and that is Jose Gaya. Because he has been on Barca's radar now for a number of years, and he's actually there just every single season that he's played at Valencia, ever since he came through their academy there when he was young. Season upon season, he's been improving and growing as a player. He's become more mature. He's captain Valencia now. He's experienced, and that is why, even at the Spanish national team, he's pushing Jordi Alba for that starting place. Right now you'd look at him, he's 25 years old, turns 26 in May, and you're thinking right now he is about to enter his prime years. The next 5 or 6 years for him, they are going to be absolutely huge. And I personally am a massive Jose Gaya fan, and especially when you look at Valencia, who are still underperforming for their level. They won't be in Europe again next season. That's going to be disappointing, and you feel as though they can only hold on to Gaya for so long. And especially as well when you factor in there the arrival of Mattia Almani, who's actually going to become Joan Laporta's director of football at Barcelona. And of course he used to work at Valencia. He knows Gaya well. He's well aware of his quality. And that's certainly something there to bear in mind heading into the summer. Gaya, though, is not the only option that you would have at left back, because like I say, we could indeed look from within. If we didn't want to go out and spend money, you could indeed promote Alejandro Balde, somebody there who's hugely talented and is very, very highly rated there at B-team level. He's really impressed for Garcia Pimienta's team this season, and especially since it's been rumoured there that the club have been looking at him for a while, wondering whether he could make that step up, and there have been rumours as well that he could do pre-season with Koeman's team come the summer. But I think what we have to do here is make the right decision, because Alejandro Balde is only 17 years old. We have to make a choice there about whether he's ready to make that big step up. Jordi Alba is not an easy player there to put real pressure on, and I just don't want to see here a repeat of what we've seen with Juan Miranda, whereby maybe we pushed them up too soon, we forced it there a little bit prematurely, and in the end then their development stagnated and they had to go elsewhere to prove their worth. We need to make the right call, because Alejandro Balde, he is absolutely worth it. Which means then my outside chance on this one would indeed be Juan Miranda. Somebody, of course, who is out on loan right now. He's at Real Betis and he's been having a really, really strong season in La Liga. We spoke about him recently, scoring there for Spain under 21. He's looking much more confident. And of course, at the end of the campaign, Betis apparently are very keen on keeping him. But if Barca were to see him as a serious competitor to Jordi Alba, if we wanted to bring him back and put him in that first team, I'm sure there we could convince him to return. He would be my outsider, but Gaya and Balde, they are the big decisions the club will have to make. We then move into midfield, and in particular there, the central midfield area, because I don't think by any means at all that centre midfield should be anywhere near our priority this summer, and certainly there are other areas in the team that do need addressing much, much more. But I think with Miralem Pjanic very, very likely right now to leave the club, it seems like Ronald Koeman never really agreed with his signing in the first place. He hasn't then trusted in Pjanic at all, and Pjanic hasn't really done enough when he's had the opportunity to show what he can do. So I think if Pjanic does go, Koeman is going to want somebody either to come in from the outside, either come back from elsewhere, or somebody to step up to the first team. Now, the obvious option to come in from the outside, we all know it is Georginio Wijnaldum. He's been very heavily linked to Barcelona, somebody that Koeman himself really, really does like, and he will come in there to that midfield position and certainly there do a job under Ronald Koeman. But you've also got the option there, potentially, of coming back in Carlos Alenya. He's been, of course, out on loan this season at Getafe from January. He's done really, really well there. He's got some much-needed game time, and of course, does he have a future now at 23 years old in the Barcelona first team? You do feel as though it is now or never for Alenya. Could he come back and play a part in midfield? Or would you be asking the young players who are already here to step up and really take command of that midfield? I'm talking there about the likes of Ricky Puig and especially Ilaix Moriba. Can he there make the permanent step up to the first team? He's still only 18 years old, but he has shown this season. He has the quality, he has the potential, and he does seem to have earned the trust of Ronald Koeman. So out of those options, where would you lean? Finally, though, we do move on to probably what is the most highly anticipated move of the summer when it comes to Barcelona, and probably the position, along with defensive areas, this is the one that we have to bring in. We need this summer an out-and-out centre-forward. We need a number 9. And of course, there are plenty of options that we have to go through. Because, of course, it is no secret whatsoever by now that heading into the summer, regardless of the transfer fee that is being reported in the media, we still want Erling Haaland. He is still Laporta's dream. I think he's the ultimate signing for many of us Barcelona fans. We don't know whether it will come to fruition. We don't know, number one, whether Haaland will want to leave Dortmund this summer. And if he does, will Barca, with the competition that's out there, be able to get him? That, of course, would be the big question. Now, if we don't get Erling Haaland, if we don't land our number 1 target, we could turn there to somebody like Memphis Depay. Again, he would probably be Ronald Koeman's choice coming in there on a free transfer this summer, somebody that Koeman has worked with before, and he does rate him very, very highly. You've also got the option, and maybe a more short-term option, in Sergio Aguero, somebody who, again, would be available this summer on a free transfer. You would have to maybe look at his wages and try and reduce what he's currently on at Man City, but if you're waiting there for Haaland, if you've got to plug the gap there for a season or two, if you want to also bring in somebody there who is close to Messi, Aguero may well be that option. And there are many, many other forwards as well who have received links to Barcelona. I'm talking there about Alexander Isak at Real Sociedad. He also played really, really well against us in the last game that we played before the international break, showing everything that he is capable of there. If it wasn't for Ter Stegen, Isak would have scored against Barca. And of course, just recently, we have spoken there about Eintracht Frankfurt's Andre Silva, who is another reported target. But despite all of those names and all the money that it would cost to either bring those in terms of transfer fees or in terms of wages, my outside chance would actually be somebody who's already at the club. Because I want to throw you out here a name and say, you know what? Could Ansu Fati be our number 9? Could he effectively be next season our number 9 signing? Because of course we're hoping that Ansu is going to recover from that injury in time to start next season, fully free of those problems and hoping to pick up exactly where he left off. And my question would be, given the fact now we have the likes of Ousmane Dembele, we've got Messi, we've got Griezmann there playing in and around those creative roles in the team, could we actually use Ansu Fati as more of a number 9? Because before he got injured, of course, let's not forget he was making those really good runs, he was getting in behind, he was taking up those centre-forward positions at times, and we also can't forget he's incredibly clinical. When he got a chance in front of goal, you can bet he was putting that away. Could he be an option if we can't get Haaland, if we don't really feel like we want to bring in one of those other targets? May we rely on Ansu Fati to give us that clinical touch? So those there, guys, are the 4 positions that I can certainly see Barca this summer either going out into the transfer market or looking deep within to try and strengthen Ronald Koeman's team. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. From each of the ones that we have mentioned in today's video, where would you go? What would you do if you were in the mind there of Joan Laporta, of the sports management team? What choices would you make this coming summer? Let me know all of those thoughts down below. It does promise to be a really, really exciting next few months, and I'm looking forward to it. We are going to make changes and get back to where we need to be. I will see you soon, guys, and I thank you as always for tuning in and getting involved. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça!